There was once a temple with no doors, only mirrors. Pilgrims traveled far seeking wisdom, but found only reflections. Some grew frustrated and left, but one sat quietly, gazing into the glass, until the image faded and behind it, a light began to shine. The truth was never in the mirror. It was in the one who watched it with stillness. Have you ever wondered why some people manifest with ease, not by force, but by presence? What if the true power isn't in the action, but in the one who observes? In this video, you'll discover the ancient truth of the observer, the part of you that doesn't chase, but commands. You'll learn how to shift from the noisy doer to the silent knower, and how your awareness alone begins to shape reality. Stay with me, because when you understand who is watching, your entire world begins to change. A man once stared into a mirror, not to see his face, but to find what was looking. In that moment, he realized he had never been the image, but the one who sees. You too are not your thoughts nor your story, but the silent seer behind it all, the one who watches, the one who knows. This witness within you is not moved by emotion or fear. It does not grasp. It does not cling. It simply is. It watches the rising of thought the way the sky receives the weather, untouched, unshaken. And I tell you, it is here that silent manifestation begins, for creation flows not from noise, but from awareness. To know the witness is to find the throne within, the seat from which all decisions become declarations, and all vision becomes form. When you anchor yourself in that awareness, when you sit back into your own consciousness, you return to the true center. Here, you are not reactive, you are cause. Your vibration frequency begins to stabilize. This silent seer is not separate from you. It is you before you tried to become something. It is the first breath behind your name, the awareness that listens when all else falls quiet. And when you begin to live from this witness, you will see that your thoughts do not simply pass. They reflect. A pond becomes still, and only then does it reflect the sky. So too does your mind mirror life, but only when you learn to observe without disturbance. You see, your world is not responding to what you do, but to how you see. The moment you watch your inner world, your outer one begins to shift. This is the beginning of the observer effect. Most believe change comes from action, yet the greatest shift begins in silence. When you observe your thoughts with calm awareness, they begin to soften, to reorganize. You are not fixing them, you are witnessing them into transformation. This alone collapses uncertainty into clarity, possibility into form. The field responds to your gaze. Your attention is not passive, it is a directive. Each moment you become aware of your thoughts, you are no longer creating from unconscious momentum. You have reclaimed authorship. This is quantum awareness in action, watching without judgment, yet knowing that your observation shapes all outcomes. The change begins not with the thought, but with the watcher. So I ask you, can you see your mind without becoming it? Can you observe the motion without joining it? In this gentle pause, the mirror becomes clear. Reality stops reflecting your noise and begins echoing your presence. And from this echo, the truth of identity begins to unravel. A bird may fly over your head, but you need not let it nest in your hair. So it is with thoughts. They arise, they pass, but they do not define you. You are not the thought. You are the one who sees it. And the moment you know this, you begin to reclaim your vibration frequency. Most of the world lives trapped in identification, believing I think it, therefore I am. But I tell you, thought is only a movement, a ripple on the surface. Your true self is the stillness beneath. The observer who sees the thought arise and yet remains unchanged. That is where energetic alignment is born. As you begin to separate from the inner noise, a gentle power emerges. You become less reactive, more aware. You no longer chase thoughts like shadows, nor try to silence them. You simply watch. And in watching, you reveal their origin. This is the power of silent manifestation. Knowing that thought is not the creator, you are. So breathe, observe. Let the storm of thought pass across your sky. You are the sky, not the storm. You are the field in which the thought appears, not the thought itself. And once you hold that knowing, your focus becomes something far more powerful than belief. A magnifying glass does not burn by its shape, but by its focus. In the same way, your awareness, when sustained and silent, becomes a radiant force. It is not thought that creates, it is focused being. When you attend to something with depth and stillness, you invite the field to respond. This is the quiet science behind manifesting without effort. You don't need to visualize harder or force more affirmations. You need to hold awareness, not with strain, but with clarity. Imagine gazing at a single candle flame, not with intensity, but with presence. That kind of gaze draws form from the formless. It is not a doing, it is a becoming. Your reality responds to your consistent signal, and that signal is not found in words, but in the energy beneath your gaze. When your attention becomes stable, not scattered, not doubting, it collapses the unseen into the seen. This is the true nature of quantum awareness, soft focus that instructs the invisible. And you, my friend, are the magnet. So stop chasing and start holding. Let your energy be still enough to call the field to you. It is not chasing the thing that brings it. It is becoming the space in which it lands. And once your awareness is steady, the next layer begins to reveal itself. A wave rises not to drown you, but to speak. Emotions, too, are not enemies to be suppressed. They are signals, messengers from the unseen. When you feel anger, sadness, fear, you are not failing. You are being spoken to. And the moment you observe rather than resist, the message begins to reveal itself. Most people react to emotion as if it were a storm to outrun. But I tell you, reaction is resistance, and resistance feeds the wave. You are not here to run. You are here to witness. Your calm observation transmutes the energy. In witnessing, you return to your seat, and the field responds to your stillness. Emotions are energy in motion, and energy is meant to move. When you judge your feelings, you interrupt their journey. But when you allow them without collapse, they pass through like wind through an open room. This is how you maintain energetic alignment, not by avoiding discomfort, but by greeting it with dignity and depth. So the next time a wave rises, do not flinch. Breathe, watch it crest, feel it speak, and listen. Because in that quiet witnessing, the energy reorganizes, the emotional charge clears, and in its clearing, a deeper neutrality becomes possible. A compass finds true north only when it lies still. Your life is no different. In moments of chaos, your neutrality becomes your wisdom. The world pulls for reaction, but the throne of the observer is unmoved. And from this stillness, your most powerful creations begin. To remain neutral is not to be numb, it is to be clear. You see, when you withhold judgment, you withhold distortion. You allow life to reorganize on your behalf. Neutrality invites alignment. Reaction disturbs it. And so, in silence, you command more than you ever could with noise. When you stop fighting what is, you begin inviting what can be. This is the quiet power behind silent manifestation. The moment you surrender control, the field becomes responsive. Your energetic alignment sharpens, and your vibration frequency steadies. You are not withdrawn, you are precise, and precision calls forth the miraculous. So next time conflict tempts you, choose stillness. Let your neutrality speak for you. Let it shape your atmosphere, for neutrality is not passive, it is the container of transformation. And when you learn to dwell in that sacred center, something deeper begins to shift within your sense of self. A candle does not need to prove it gives light, it simply burns. So too, the awakened one no longer needs to hustle for power. You are not here to do endlessly. You are here to remember who you are. The moment you sit in the knowing, the need to perform begins to dissolve. Most live as the doer, the one who pushes, plans, proves. But I tell you, The doer is only the shadow of the true self. Beneath that efforting figure stands the silent knower, the one who understands that being is enough. When you shift from trying to trusting, reality begins to soften around you. This shift is not intellectual, it is vibrational. You stop reacting to appearances and begin dwelling in inner truth. You become less concerned with how and more anchored in what is. That stillness within you is not passive, it is creative. It speaks to the field in a language deeper than words. So breathe into that knowing. You do not need to chase outcomes. You only need to become the version of yourself who already has it. And when you embody that state, quietly, steadily, the field begins to rearrange itself to match it. A queen does not chase her crown, she wears it. Her authority is not in her voice, but in her presence. So it is with you. When you sit in the throne of awareness, you command reality not by will, but by resonance. Your silent certainty becomes your greatest influence. The field responds not to volume, but to vibration. It listens not to what you demand, but to what you hold. And the state you hold, that subtle, energetic signature, is your decree. This is the essence of energetic authority. It is not about doing more. It is about being more clearly. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you begin to embody the one who already owns them. And that embodiment is the instruction the universe obeys. In this space, your awareness becomes magnetic. Your quantum awareness communicates on a level thought cannot reach. You are no longer asking, you are aligning. So return to that throne, breathe deeper, sit taller, speak less, feel more, because the world will mirror not your efforts, but your essence. And from that mirrored essence, a final realization begins to emerge. A man once stood before a window and tried to change the weather by wiping the glass. But what he saw was not the sky, it was his own breath clouding the pane. So it is with life. What you see is not separate from you. The world reflects the state you silently carry. When you live as the observer, you no longer react to the surface. You read the message beneath it. You know that every person, every encounter, every delay or blessing is echoing your vibration. The field is responsive, not random. It reflects, not rebels. And the more stable your inner world, the more peaceful your outer one becomes. This is the final lesson of silent manifestation, that the world will follow your lead, but only when you stop chasing and start embodying. Not just during meditation, but in traffic, in conversations, in silence. You begin to live from the observer's throne, and life rearranges itself accordingly. So carry yourself as if it is already done. Let your vibration frequency become the atmosphere of your world. You are no longer shaping from the outside in. You are radiating from the inside out. And from this living radiance, the story turns inward once more. So, who are you when you stop doing? What happens when you sit back into awareness and let life reflect your inner stillness? You are not here to chase creation. You are here to embody it. Let this be your invitation to return to the throne within and witness the world follow your frequency. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your reflections below. And if you'd like more wisdom like this, remember to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a quiet revelation.